Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Ride 4. Week 36 of the weekly challenge is here today, and it's on board the Kawasaki ZX-7RR RM from 96 here in Phillip Island. So as mentioned already, the Kawasaki here in Phillip Island, a combination that is to die for in a weekly challenge. And I'm going to give you some pointers in today's video to help you guys get the goal time here in Phillip Island for week 36 of the weekly challenges. So on to the left hand side we'll go for turn 2 for the southern loop, nice and tight apex coming out of the corner. Going to run it a little bit wider here towards the right hand side, towards the rumble strip, so you can then really chuck it into the left hander for stoner corner and then begin to brake at the very first braking mark on the left hand side of your screen. So now going into Honda, you want to try and get a tight apex following that deep tarmac where all the rubber has been laid down before you, as you now go in the left hand side for Siberia. Now the choice of tyres is entirely up to you in this one. I went for a hard front and a medium rear. That was the combination I felt suit me best. It's a combination I tend to use in all of my Ride 4 videos, if I'm truly honest with you. When the weather is hot and the conditions are good, like 30 degrees, I'm going to use hard front and medium rear. Now something I will mention, as I usually get the question asked, I am not using any settings whatsoever. There is no changes to any of the settings within this challenge. I never touch the settings, I only have it on basic standard settings, so you guys can learn it as easy as I've just picked it up here today. So the goal lap time of a 1:34 shouldn't be too difficult, but for the next coming laps I'm going to give you a full breakdown on how to brake and where to brake and how to angle the motorcycle. So across the line, job well and truly done at 1:28.909. So on the right hand side we'll go following that deep tarmac line, getting into the nice right hander. Pay attention to the bottom right hand corner of your screen. You're going to see that green gauge going up ever so gentle in some of the corners. Might even flick up and down every now and again where I'm just pushing a little bit of pressure on and just sort of flicking the acceleration. That helps out as well. But now onto the left hand side for stoner corner, nice and tight to the apex towards the rumble strip. Hit hard on the brakes just as you get to that first braking marker. Nice and tight to the apex to Honda for turn 4. Get a nice wide exit or tight exit, it's entirely up to you. Go to near the rumble strip for turn 5 and then chuck it into the left for Siberia. If you go near that rumble strip on the right hand side for turn 5, it will help you guide in for Siberia for turn 6. Same can be said here for turn 7 and for turn 8. Get close to the rumble strip on the left hand side to give you enough lean angle to chuck it in to the right hand side for turn 8. Now turn 9 and turn 10 for Lukey Heights in the 10th corner is going to give you a bit of difficulty, but make sure you brake well and truly early before than that first braking marker that you see going into the downhill section. It's imperative to keep the bike parallel, to brake calmly and in control. If you just wrench the brakes, you're probably going to crash. You need to be pushing your rider weight straight into the back of the seat and pushing hard on the front brake with a bit of rear brake as well. But across the line, that is our second lap complete, and the tyres were getting a little bit warm, so I would suggest after one lap or two, jump back into the pits and get a fresh pair of tyres on, just in case it does overheat in the corner. So the left hander now for turn 2 for the southern loop, nice and tight to the apex. You can run it wide and go for a sharper inside line, which I'll show you in the next couple of laps. And now bring on the acceleration to prepare yourself for stoner corner, following the same line that I have done for the 3 laps in a row now. Looking to the left hand side, there's your braking marker, braking really late. I braked later that time and you can see the difference going into Honda. Brake at the first braking marker and you'll get a better feeling for that corner. Left hand side for Siberia, good execution by going on the rumble strip and pulling it in to the left hand side. Underneath the Phillip Island circuit sign, keep it to the left for turn 7, get close to the rumble strip here and flick it to the right hand side. That gentle, smooth movement of chucking the bike over rather than just flicking the analog stick. If you need any assistance with looking at the analog stick and how it needs to be used, check out my hand cam guide for MotoGP 21 and even Ride 4 as well. So we aren't going to improve on this lap, or we may improve on it, but that's not really what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to give you guys a better look and understanding on how to get the goal lap time here in Phillip Island. So for this final corner for turn 12, nice and tight to the apex there. I'm actually holding full tuck in for that left hander there, and I'm actually gauging the acceleration. You'll actually see in the bottom right hand corner of your screen in that final corner how gentle the acceleration is. It's roughly around 50% to 70%, and then the full throttle as the bike gets straight. And somehow we actually improved on that last lap time, but that doesn't really matter right now is we're going to go for the wider line going into the southern loop. Look how close we are to the outside of the track, and then we bring it in nice and tight to then bring on the acceleration and the power of this Kawasaki. A little bit of a different tactic. Use it if you want to. Personally, for me, it doesn't really work, but I thought I'd show you just so you knew. And then braking hard for the fourth corner as well. I just want to give a quick shout out as well to Lorraine Yates, having to sit through another week of Ride 4 weekly challenges, as Andy will sit there and follow my guide to the death. Shout out to the lovely Mrs. Yates. But now onto the left hand side, coming out of Siberia underneath the Phillip Island sign, still following that exact same line, but onto the right hander here for turn 7. You see how we get on the rumble strip, it gave you such a wonderful lean going into turn 8, and for turn 9 for Lukey Heights, gentle on the acceleration. Pay attention to the gauge in the bottom right corner of your screen. First braking markers coming up now, give it hard on the brakes. That time I went only front brake and full front brake, with the rider weight really pushing into the back of the seat to stop the Kawasaki ZX-7RR. As we now go into the left hand side, pay attention to the bottom right corner of your screen. I'm still tucking in, just balancing the throttle. Balancing it, being gentle, being in control is enough to get you around that corner. And I tell you what, we're on a good rhythm here, so let's chuck in another lap time. Going into the first corner, gentle on the acceleration, gentle on the brake going into the right hander for doing corner. Once you give it a little bit of brake, you don't have to wrench the brake, you don't have to go full brake, just 50% to brake, just to slow the motorcycle down enough so you can tuck it in onto the right hand side for the doing corner. Now coming out of the southern loop, the same thing again. This has been 5 laps in a row, running it wide to the right hand side of Stoner Corner, bringing it in nice and tight to the apex and going firm on the brakes as we see that first braking marker coming up to turn 4 for Honda. Nice and tight to the apex, went a little bit too tight that time, but now onto the left hand side for 5, going into Siberia for 6, still following that same line. The Ghost is pretty much neck and neck with where I am right now. The same can be said here for the left hander. Nice and tight to the apex, nice and tight to the rumble strip, chuck it into the right hand side for turn 8, and then continue to push going into the left hander. I'm going to give a little bit of front brake here, and I'm going to move the rider weight to the left hand side of the motorcycle, not forwards or backwards, braking into Lukey Heights, and then braking here for turn 10. Now the hard option tyre has lasted pretty nice. It's gone a bit orange, but it still feels very, very good. Any more laps, I think it's going to get a little bit more tough, but now going into the final corner, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier with following the gauge on the bottom right corner of your screen. That's going to give you a good indication of how much acceleration you should be applying going into turn 12 for Phillip Island. So the end of that one, those are my 5 lap times on screen right now. A deviation of practically 9/10 of a second. Very positive, some good times on there if you want to compare them with your own. There it is. Take a picture or leave this video on pause if you want to. But those are my times on screen right now, which I'm pretty happy with all things considered. So now look at the leaderboard, and we have the top position, but that isn't really what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to just help you guys get the gold time here in Ride 4 for this week 36 challenge. If this has helped you, let me know in the comments section down below. That's why I'm doing the videos, I just want to help. And upon that note, guys, if you did enjoy it and you learned something, let me know in the comment section down below, and even consider hitting the like button and subscribing as well. But guys, upon that note, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.